set you free. I told you you could always count on me. Always count on me.
Greetings to my gentle viewing audience. It's your man Shane Black, and I'm back. And the question is, if Black Lives Matter and people believe that too many Black lives are being taken, the only way that we can stop this trend from happening is to figure out who is the culprit, who is responsible for the majority of these black homicides, so that we can address the people, the group of people who are responsible for taking these lives. Just ask Black Lives Matter. Because the only time you see them come out, the only time you see that organization come out, when a black life is lost, is when that black life is taken by a white law enforcement officer in most cases. So it must be that white law enforcement officers are the root cause of all these thousands of black homicides. So I'm going to start with the homicide right here that really touched me. And you'll be thinking, well, why in the world would a law enforcement officer do this? Let's have a look. Not so much as at the life, but at the death of Deborah Derrick. Have a look.
When she was shot and killed, she was celebrating the 63rd birthday she once shared with her twin sister, who died a few years ago. Deborah was just about to release some balloons to honor her dead sister when shots rang out. During an effort to try to protect her own family, she was killed. Cops tonight still searching for whoever did this and trying to find out why.
Okay, 63-year-old Deborah Derrick. It's a shame. Killed on the day of her birth, those 63 years later. Now let's have a look at who took her life. I'm sure that what the fuck? These aren't white police officers. That's Jonathan and Josiah Richie. They damn sure look to be black to me. But maybe this is an outlier. Maybe this is one of those exceptions to the rule where a black person has killed another black person. Well, let's have a look at this and see if our theory is correct. Have a look. Oh my goodness. What the hell is this? Looks like, according to the FBI, and this is from 2018, but I'm sure it's still the same. I do this for free, so I'm not going to try to find any 2021 stats for y'all. It'll take too long. But there were 2,925 one-on-one murders of black or African American individuals, where there's one victim, one offender. Another 2,600 offenders, 2,600 killers of black people were black themselves. Yet, when this happens, you don't hear anything. All you hear is crickets. What's the point of BLM if they're not going to truly address what afflicts black victims of homicide? Hold on. I'm back. The problem is not with law enforcement. The problem is not with white people. The problem isn't with any other race but our own. Therefore, until organizations like BLM, until your Al Sharptons and whoever the hell else is out there, acknowledge the fact that the problem is within the black, quote, community, the problem will never get addressed. I'm going to give you an analogy real quick. So you're living in a house and you're pissed off because your living conditions are horrible. It's a pigsty. You don't wash the dishes and complain about shit not getting washed. You don't vacuum. You don't put your clothes away and you complain about all that shit being on the floor. You don't mow the lawn either and complain about that shit as well. And because you're complaining, And the city's like, okay, well, we're going to arrange and have somebody come over and we're going to fix these problems for you. We are going to fix the problem. And in this case, it would be BLM. But they're going to fix the problem. So the city comes, we're going to fix the problems. They mow the lawn. But does that really solve your problem? Because the inside of your house is all fucked up. Hell, you probably don't even flush your toilet. And then the city knocks on the door. Okay, we are going to fix these problems in here. We are going to vacuum for you. We are going to wash your dishes. We are going to flush your toilet. And we're going to make this a livable situation for you. But you don't open the door and let them in. And then you wonder why your shit's fucked up. See, that's all BLM and organizations like them do. So they'll, quote, mow the lawn, but that doesn't get to the real problem, which is all the shit that's inside of your house. All the shit that's inside of the house of the black community is not being addressed because you're not willing to admit that shit is the real problem. You let the city come and mow the lawn, and you're like, oh yeah, everything else is fine, leave it alone. Until you admit that the problem is in your own house, and that instead of ranting and railing against Caucasian law enforcement officers, you need to be ranting and railing against the black criminal element in your community. Until you do that, y'all asses are still going to get shot up in the street. Because you can't solve the problem until you admit you have a problem. That's it. That's all, Jenna Viewer. I'm out.